Yep. There it is. There it is. What's going on, world? If you had tuned into 209, so another thing too is basically if you tuned into 209, 209 occurred before 210. And all I did was just go to the bathroom, put my hoodie back on, and yeah. TTH 210. Did I do it right? Damn, TTH 210. 209 was back here. It's on here. So I'll let them explain, or I'll let myself explain it in the Truancy Hour 210, man. It's real a lot of times I'll just write a small topic out and just speak on it for a little bit. Just talk about it for a little bit, and wherever that takes me is wherever it takes me. I went to explore and investigate. Also, I seen a couple of stains earlier, some coffee stains. I'm really sad about because I got a white hoodie on. That's life. But yeah, man, it's I was looking at aesthetically the shirt I'm rocking underneath. I wasn't feeling it. I was like, yeah, I'm not feeling it right now. And the simple fact that the reason why I'm not using the whiteboard is because the dry erase marker is dry. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it, really. I was trying to write a T earlier, and then you see I had to like scrape write it on the piece of paper, but that's beside the point here, man. We are at the TTH, the Truancy Hour 210. That means we're on the 210th episode, but more specifically, more importantly, we are at the 10th episode of this university mindset. I had this University of Tampa hoodie going on right here. Um, when I speak about the university mindset, it's very, how do I say, subtle? I guess you'd say subtle, and a different type of approach. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly. You just hear me out here. Just hear me out. So when I got this University of Tampa hoodie, it's like every city I visit, I told myself if I visit different cities, I want to check out those cities and see if I would actually move there. First two places I went was El Paso and Tampa, and I could see myself living in both of them places. I'll be honest with you. It's a decent amount of warmth. El Paso's a dry heat. I don't know if I like that. Everyone says a little more on the boring side. Everyone I met from El Paso wants to leave El Paso, so I understand. But I'm like, because I'm so used to being up here, that might be the slow life I might need. You know what I'm saying? It's less chaotic and just a little more down to earth. You know what I'm saying? Just start a family there, raise a family there. But I'm looking for that same life maybe in Japan, but Japan's gonna be cold in the winter, so who knows? I'm over here just exploring my options, but I haven't went to Japan yet. Not necessarily, but anyway, I got this University of Tampa hoodie because every city I visit, I get this. I find out the city's teams. You know what I'm saying? So I find out if it's a college town, I'll get like a college hat from over there. I'll get like a little minor league hat or minor league t-shirt, whatever they have. But if it's like one of those major cities or one of those cities that have a, what do you call this, a major league team, like Tampa had the Devil Rays, aka just the Tampa Bay Rays, and they used to have the Devil Rays, which was the manatees or whatever. You know what I'm saying? The image was a manatee, and I got that. But I also went to Tampa University, probably my first or second day in Tampa. Got the hoodie. I'm seeing it's a nice campus. It has an old touch of like this the Spanish the Spaniards that were there, but it all has the Arabic influence in the buildings that were there that were being made. So it's like a mix of everything. Like you can kind of tell like the culture that was there when they first got to um, Tampa, the Hispaniola kind of thing, or whatever. And I might be butchering a lot of this knowledge and stuff. I would urge people to search it up for yourself. But I would move to Tampa just to be smoking cigars and chilling. You know what I'm saying? Living a life like that, just chilling right there. But being in the warmth, it's just I was there in the month of January. I'm walking around in a t-shirts and short. I had shorts on, a t-shirt on. It's warm to me. It's like 70s, like the 70s, if not the 80s. It gets to the 70s and 80s. It's like you see people walking around with like a jacket and shit. I'm like, y'all tripping. That's wintertime to you, man. That shit. Nah, nah, that's hot. The fuck, I'm from Seattle. That shit is hot. So I get my university hoodies everywhere I go. And what I've learned every time I rock my university joints, people who normally don't talk to me or people like cashiers would be like, "You from over there? Saying you went to that school?" They ask me these questions. They start talking to me a lot more, which is kind of interesting. I don't really care for it, but the interesting part about it is like the interactions are a little more positive. And I realized when I was walking down the street with my university hoodies and stuff, and just fan hoodies and stuff. Like when I say fan hoodies, I'm saying like I bought merch from like streamers I know or artists that I know, things like that. Um, podcasts and shit like that. So the police would harass me less. It was like they would follow me home less. You know what I'm saying? I think at some point they started to figure out or just come up on their own, like, oh, that's either a college student or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They kind of just seem to mess with me less. So I actually started to deal with less harassment when I wore university hoodies. But, I would almost not necessarily try to wear it for a form of validation, but I started to realize, like, yeah, the person within, the person who I always was underneath the hoodie, right? You know what I'm saying? It's like that person always was a validated person. And I just needed the nurturing. I just needed the love in general. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, because I walk around with a chip on my shoulder sometimes, man. I walk around with a chip on my shoulder, or just anticipating chaos. I was so used to chaos that sometimes you anticipate it, and sometimes you get so comfortable around it, even when chaos itself is comfortable. Some of the most chaotic people in my life, man, some of the most craziest people, known for some of the craziest shit out in them streets. And I'm talking city to city. I'm talking about Baltimore, Free Wahid, man. I'm talking about, goddamn, we talking about Seattle. We talking about my guy, I ain't seen this dude since like New Year's, man. Shout out to Moki from Tacoma. He said, if you ever down there, say you know me. I was like, I don't be down there, that often, but damn, all right. And I just bought him a bottle of wine on New Year's, man. He was kicking in Seattle. He was trying to fuck with some hoes. This shit funny as hell. And he thought I was gonna hit the hotel, and I'm like, what you mean, bro? I'm on some sad boy shit. My girlfriend over here spending time with some other friends. That could mean anything. That shit had me pissed off, and I was like, man, fuck that. I'm gonna just get drunk by myself. I ain't fucking with this shit. You know what I'm saying? She being funny. So I ended up buying wine with my guy Mookie. I just met him that night. It was funny. I was like, "What you doing, man?" Because he was just trying to figure out what the function was. I was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna get a bottle of wine. You want to come? Come on." Bought him an extra bottle. He said, "What you do this for?" I was like, "I'm just going through this, and third, man. Blah blah blah." Went about my day. But yeah, that's the thing, man. But I say all this to say, man, this is the one thing I've been, pushing and promoting, more or less. Losing my voice here, right? Because that tuna salad sandwich I had a while ago, that bread had some salt on that bitch. But check this out, man. Ah, university mindset, man, within yourself, man. It's university mindset within yourself. A lot of people, they go to colleges, they go to universities, they go to vocational institutes, they go to technical colleges, they go to all different types of higher education, whether you're paying for it or not, whether you have a scholarship or not. They go to these places and spaces. See, right now we have access to the campus right here. I got this room for a short time. That's why I said, if you watch episode 209, excuse me, of the university mindset, you'll see that I was kind of on a time limit, and I am right here too. So I got my notes on the side. I was like, let me bust out 2 episodes while I'm here. Let me get that in. You know what I'm saying? Let's get a move on with it. But the whole point of the university mindset, which I've been trying to push as much as possible, you got to understand something. It don't matter where you get enrolled at or whether you're enrolled or not. You know what I'm saying? You yourself understand up to a certain point of your life. For young people, it's going to be a little difficult. But at the same time, there's young people who are like me who have went through a lot of stuff and almost had to grow up fast. For me, both of my parents were hospitalized at the same time. So I was forced to learn how to cook, for myself a little bit. And I only wanted a few things. I just wanted to learn how to make eggs and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Just things that you could throw in a frying pan, just little quick things. And then like little things like, um, folding my own clothes. Like I didn't mind doing that because it's my clothes, but it's just like, okay, now I got to fold other people's clothes who are in the hospital right now, take care of their stuff. So just in case when they get back type shit, you know what I'm saying? So I was growing up fast, man. And it's like little things like that happen in my life as a kid. And so I understand like this may or may not be for everyone, but the whole point I'm making is you yourself understand the degrees of things in your life that you have withstood, survived, and even the things in the future or in the long run, even like right now, that you're not willing to deal with. There's certain things, there's a degree of things where like the buck stops right here. I'm not allowing this to keep going. I'm not allowing this particular friendship, if it's in this manner and way, to continue going if it's like this. You know what I'm saying? I understand that and I respect it. And you have to start respecting it within yourself. And because you do, you can certify yourself as simply just a human being. This is a university mindset. This is not the school of life. It's not the school of thought, none of that. It's just simply, I'm just calling it the university of mindset for the lack of a better term. And I'm not saying lack of a better term. I'm not trying to use the word lack as in there is something lackluster about it. I'm not trying to use the word lack as in, it's a minuscule mind frame. No, 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 no. It's just I don't have another example of what someone else might say, another thought leader or whatever, what they might say. I'm not, using their, I wouldn't want to steal from their example either, but it's just something I thought of for myself and I wanted to share with others. When I do my truancy hours, a lot of times I just check in with people publicly, but realistically, any form of wisdom that I currently have or where I'm at in life, I just want to impart that on people. I just want to share it with people, individuals and whatnot. Whoever may or may not come across the videos, it might find you at the right time, the worst time, the best time, who knows? And maybe you need to hear it. It might even find someone who hasn't seen or talked to me in a long time, and maybe they need to hear and see and peep that. But as of now, we're just like this, man. We just like this, right? So here we are, university mindset. I want you to start certifying yourself as a human being, and more importantly, certify yourself based off the name either you were given or the name you give yourself. You start certifying yourself as a human being, and don't certify yourself based off any form of ignorance or violence or things along that line that has to deal with any form of negativity. I understand, a lot of us have to do certain things just to survive and just to get through life. I understand that, but don't start certifying yourself based off of those actions, thoughts, and even you know things along that line of productivity. There's a level of productivity that happens when you have to, do some street shit or whatever. I understand that. Like, I get it. I'm from around people who do that stuff. You know what I'm saying? A number of love and respect to them because a lot of those people, at least the OGs, the real OGs, I don't just call anybody an OG. The people that I consider an OG is the people who told me to stay out the way, stay in the gym, stay in school, stay on the books, stay writing, stay in the studio. Then people who told me to stay out the way and stay away from the bullshit and just whatever. Those are the real OGs, not the motherfuckers that was on some bullshit trying to put me into some bullshit. I don't be calling just anybody OG. A lot of people don't deserve that shit. You're not original about none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? The other thing too is like, what am I trying to say? What we saying here, bruh? University mindset. Um, Forgive me for the silence here. Just hear me out. The important thing I think about is like any person that reaches a point where they start to realize this is where I draw the line. Because they understand the degrees now of things within their life that no, I don't allow this to happen anymore. I don't allow this. Sometimes I'm so open personally that I allow it just to figure out the human being that's in front of me that is either trying to play me or just trying to, I don't want to say one up, but like they just want to, you can tell that some people just want to say the shit that they want to say. They want to hear themselves that day. I don't mind listening to them. But at some point, it's just like, all right, this person is just always going to talk. So I just be letting them talk. You know what I mean? Because it's like it's wrong to me because I enjoy speaking and I enjoy conversation. So because of that, I don't try to shut people up. Some people think that, oh yeah, this is where I draw the line in this conversation. This is where I draw the line with these people trying to have this conversation, and they want to shut them up and shut them down. And I think that's fair because they ain't trying to hear that shit. But it's just my thing is like I'll allow you to speak, but just understand I'm strong enough to still be within my own space and know that like even though I'm hearing some bullshit, I can still be on my own bullshit. You understand? Just very simply. Excuse me, very simply. A lot of people really just want to hear themselves talk. I'm kind of in that boat. You know what I mean? I'm kind of in that boat. But like even when I've had like other people, when I've co-streamed with other people, shout out to the Z crew, shout out to Mars, and I want to say there's one other person I could be forgetting. Excuse me. Um, but yeah, a lot of those people don't want to hear them speak, whether negatively or not, or just like in a weird condescending way. It's you start to catch these things, and it's just like it's fine. And I'm not saying that those people were doing that, but my whole point is like I remember we just doing this stuff with them. I tried to get more out of them to get them to speak because I take up so much space talking wise. You know what I mean? So I was trying to get my guy Z to speak in a lot, and then my friend Mars to speak. And sometimes it is hard for us because person to person, we can conversate all day and have like a lot of these deep, thoughtful conversations and very whatever. But at the same time, like damn, we're on camera now. You know what I'm saying? We're live streaming and shit. So I understand that feeling. But a lot of times, man, I run into people whether it's at work or like just out on the street and just whatever, and like just random people that aren't necessarily my friend, but I wouldn't not say hi to them, right? And yeah, you could tell a lot of people just want to hear themselves, and I would just say, hey, hear them out. There's nothing wrong with hearing them out, but also being solid in who you are. It's the point of when you're hearing someone out and you realize they're trying to say you something or turn you into something you're not. That's where you can draw the line and be like, no, that's where it stops. Because you don't talk to me that way. You don't talk to me like I don't see the bullshit. You don't talk to me like, well, why, etc. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we got the room for a couple minutes. Well, hold on. We got it for like 30 minutes, but I'm going to try to get out in about 15, 20 from now. So let me just talk about this right here, man. Let's keep it real brief. Shout out to the Brief family, Capsule Corp, Capsule Corporations, West City, Universe 7, the Truancy Hour, 210, man. Let's talk about this, man. This is what I wrote down as the main topic. We got it in bolded, all caps, like it's doom. Love and happiness. Love and happiness, all right? Falling in love with the lust, image, or assets. It's that simple. Falling in love with the lust, image, or assets. I want to speak about lust a little bit because this is more for people who have had it. If you have had lust, that means you had sex before. Just well, keep it simple like that. Let's just speak on that regard. On the lust side, you've had sex before. Not the sometimes you could visualize someone and be like, well, her face would look good having sex with her. Her body would look good having sex with her. That's the lust side of it. And women do the same thing. They fantasize about us as well. You know what I'm saying? They love to pull this beard type shit. They love to just grab the back of my head or some weird shit. A bitch be doing some weird shit. The bitches see the way I'm built and just like even just being on top of her, she wants to be like, oh, you know what? I could wrap my legs around his lower back type shit. Like a bitch, I think a certain way. Cool. You know what I'm saying? And I think the same way about a female, etc. A bitch, whatever. You know what I mean? And I see the shit. And the thing is, I can't act like I'm not human. I can't act like I don't see the lust aspect. I can't act like, some of them girls like there's girls I fucked with, and I'm just like, I don't know, she's not the best looking person to me, but I start smashing with her, and I start looking, that look in her eye, and just the way she looks, even as things are happening. I'm like, man, damn, she really working, and she looking real good. And that's what I'm saying for those who have had it, who have went through that lust. Sometimes a lot of it is you're falling in love with there's the act of lust. Let's stray away from the image for a second, just the act of lust, the feeling of whether you're putting it in, or for girls, it's like the feeling for women, excuse me, it's the feeling of like when that thing getting put in you. Pause. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? And that's for all the if, ands, and in betweens. Everyone in between. I can't really speak on other sexual orientations. No disrespect to them. I just can't speak on it because I'm just straight. I just be fucking with women. That's it. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with straight women. That's it. There's no shade to the other orientation. Well, shout out to them. Shout out to how y'all fuck it. Y'all be like real nasty. Y'all be real explorative. Shout out to you guys, man. I'm probably vanilla. I might be a vanilla. I'm vanilla ice with the bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those. That bitch should be like, damn, you hella vanilla. I'm the real vanilla ice, bruh. We vanilla ice out here, bruh. You know what I'm saying? All my life, I got to be. That's just who I am. Tampa University, university mindset. What we doing? We on campus. You know what I'm saying? The lust side of it, man. The lust side of it is really interesting. It's scary at times because you got to be careful. The lust side of things, man, it's just like you've been there before. The thing is, like, you might have had it with a partner who's very toxic. You know what I'm saying? So that person might have been very toxic, very toxic individual to the point of like, okay, sex is really good, but I fucking hate her. He's trying to fuck with the next girl. She's a good girl. She's a good girl. You're trying to fuck with her the same way that you did with the last girl. But it's like those two things don't always come in the same package necessarily. Every girl doesn't necessarily operate the same way. Some girls aren't as lustful or as nasty or whatever as the one that you're used to. So you can't apply the same logic, if not principles, to the next person. You gotta respect each partner and individual as who they are. Even if that partner is for the night, you gotta respect them for who they are in that moment. Be in the moment. One way to kind of like eradicate, I'm saying, a lust, sullying up your image or sullying up your expectations of the night or just the interaction with that person is simply just, you got to remember each person is different. Just feel it out as you go. Be in the moment simply. Just simply be in the moment with that person. I don't care if you're looking for the love of your life or if you're looking for the one night stand. Be in the moment with that person, no matter what. I don't care if you guys are grabbing coffee. This is the first dinner date, the second, third, fourth, fifth. It doesn't matter to me. You know what I mean? Just be in the moment of that particular thing. Ooh, you see the lights up there? Shout out to the lights, man. They got the lights bouncing off the leaves and the curtain. Yeah. So that's it, man. It's just simply like that. You know what I'm saying? I'll talk a lot of riffraff, but hopefully what I'm saying makes sense in between the lines. It's like just be in the moment with each individual. And that goes for friends as well. Sometimes you never know that that friend in your life, man, might be the one that you really should have been fucking with the whole time, or just really should have been the one you married the whole time. You know what I'm saying? You don't know. A lot of people really fall in line with who um, your soul is asking for. You know what I'm saying? Quite simply. And a lot of times the image is an interesting thing too, man, because I will say, I'll tell you something real simple. My my brother, he bought this poster a long time ago. It was either at like Suncoast, Sam Goody or some shit. We went to some funny ass place where we bought a poster that he's gonna put in the wall. And we moved to this new house, so we had to share a room. And he put this, we had the poster at his old house, at the old house too, but he put it in this new at the new house. But it says "Lend me a hand." It says "Lend me a hand." It has these two white girls with nice asses. Their backs turned, and they're just showing their asses off. They look really good. It just says "Lend me a hand." I don't know who the fuck they were. They probably were porn stars or some type of model. Um, and in my mind, when I talked about image, like I remember at that time, I had a strong image where it was just like, nah, I don't think I could see myself with a white girl. I don't think I like white women. You know, I gotta have more love for the sisters, and I'm saying that in like a black and brown sense, like just anything non-white. You know what I'm saying? A woman could be Asian, um, Latin, or something. You know, I mean, she doesn't have to be black or Filipino. That's the majority of people I grew up with my whole life. Is I grew up in a black neighborhood, and like all my family members were mixed. So it's like all my families were mixed with like Filipino and black, Filipino and Mexican, Filipino and Hawaiian. This all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really grow up around white and Asian women like that. So I was, like I said, and that's what's funny because in the back of my mind, because I didn't grow up with them, and it's funny because I saw this poster. I was like, I don't know if I fuck with white women like that. And then I went to middle school. So as soon as I left my elementary, because my elementary was like 90% black, you know what I'm saying? We right in the hood. But it's like went to middle school smacking the hood too. You know what I'm saying? Right, right behind D Block, right behind what I'm saying, South Jackson. It's right on the south side, right in the middle of all that. If you're from the district, you know. And then we, because it was kind of like 50-50 over there at the time, you had the AP and honors kids and shit. And then you had us that were like in standard. And I started seeing white girls and Asian girls. I'm like, damn, what the fuck? I'm like in middle school and then going through this shit. I go to high school, it's the same thing. I'm like, oh shit, it's like 50-50. Or I don't know, it's probably like 70-30, 60-40, because the hood was getting gentrified at the time. Like I said, start seeing them thick old white girls and same thing, I'm saying, going to college, you start seeing the same shit. So it's the same thought process, my guy. It's just like no matter where I go, I'm seeing this shit. It's fucking crazy. So as much as in my mind I thought I wouldn't go that way, I usually start meeting people. Like I said, I was a kid feeling that way. I was a kid feeling that way with the image. We're just simply like, I don't think I can see myself with something like that. You know what I'm saying? If I'm going to date someone, she probably gonna be like black or Asian. That's what I just thought. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't. We had actually probably like Latin too, but we didn't have too many in our around the way, like in my area, at least. But black and Filipino is probably one of the other things. But it used to be crazy just like seeing like a Chinese girl or something, like little shit like that. I'm like, damn, like I'd be seeing them around like downtown, but it's just a little shit like that. But again, it's the image. It's like you're looking forward to this image now. So like I said, I look forward to like, sometimes I will look forward to certain things. Like, sometimes you'll see like a certain type of woman, like a black or brown woman that'll straighten her hair out. And it's not natural, but now you start falling in love with the image of that. And then what I'm saying is you might run into like Filipino, Asian, you know what I'm saying, or like a Latin woman, she starts dyeing her hair blonde. You start falling in love with the image of that. It's like she's already, you know how it is, man. She's a cultured woman, but she got like these aspects that are kind of white to her. So then, your mind starts to wrestle a little bit with like what's natural, what's that, this, that, and the third, and shit like that. But you can't act like you're not falling in love with the thing. What I'm saying with the whole point I'm saying with the image is like sometimes we fall in love with the image of certain things, and when you start meeting people that are actually for you, you know what I'm saying? This is for people that just fall in love with different types of images. I'm just I put myself out there first. I'm not trying to be self-centered, but I'm putting myself out there to help you understand, like, you know, that type of shit. You be falling in like, my ex, like, we still be doing a thing. She's Filipino with like blonde hair. She's not naturally blonde. It's just how she always keeps her hair blonde. It's just what she does. And it's just like you get used to it. But when you start meeting someone who's a little more natural and that person's more for you, and then vice versa, you know what I'm saying? You just start running into people that are just more for you. So a lot of times you can't fall in love too much with a certain image. Some people just want things to be a certain way. And I'm not mad at that necessarily. I grew up in, you know what I'm saying? I grew up not necessarily being part of the equation. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in America, especially if you're in a black neighborhood in America and you're Filipino like me, right? It's like you don't really feel part of the equation. It's just like, yeah, you got black people that are going to accept you and bring you in like, hey, man, we don't see you no different. Like you one of us, and that's always a good feeling. And then you're gonna have white people that just actually I didn't have a great experience with white people just in general. I really didn't. You know what I'm saying? So I really don't be fucking with them like that. So I mean that's probably because I grew up here. I don't fucking know. It's probably like if I let's say I grew up in like if I grew up around some white people in Houston, they'd probably be a lot more cool. You know what I'm saying? Like white people in LA type shit. You know, well I don't know about LA, but yeah, you know what the fuck I'm trying to say. It's very few and far between. I come across some cool white people. Like it's rare. You know what I'm saying? And that's a stretch. That's a stretch. You know, not to be funny, but it's just like the Paul Wall type motherfuckers. Like we had a few like that. Shout out to my guy White Mike, man. My guy White Mike was the whitest dude in the blackest neighborhood. My God, we used to ride the school bus together, all that shit. He was really the one. He's really the one, man. People they ain't stop fronting on bro. And he would stop fronting on bro like he ain't the one, man. We had a lot of white boys from the hood, but he the one. Like he's really part of the community, all that shit. Like I'm saying on like a positive way, and like everybody fuck with him. That's my guy. Shout out to White Mike. That's literally his name too. His name is literally White Mike. It's just funny as hell. Yeah, man. I ain't gonna go there, man. He really out here. Shout out to that bro, man. But no, a lot of times when it comes to the image, man, sometimes you keep thinking like these certain people of a certain race and culture, and they think I need someone of that same race and culture, which is respectable. But you got to be mindful. Sometimes you might run into that person, man, that just like they just y'all the same vibe, and y'all just different skin tones, etc. Man, y'all different hair types, etc. You different type of hair expressions, you different type of you know what I'm saying, whatever expressions, clothing expressions. You know what I'm saying? There's this one girl I dated her for 2 years, man. She knows I love her to death, even to this day. I'm not in love with her anymore. Obviously, we're not dating no more, but it's like I love her to death but we're just such different people. She's one of the most negative and like pessimistic people, but it's like I'm just kind of like I find myself in a rut and I gotta dig myself out of it. I gotta get up. You know what I'm saying? I gotta elevate. You know what I'm saying? She just didn't know how to get out of her own whatever, and it's just like, but to my mind, it's like we worked so well, but we at the same time it's just like we'd clash so much at the same time, and sometimes you're running to people that just like as much as you like her assets, she had a great ass. You like her assets and the way she looks, etc., and the way she dresses and takes care of herself. She dressed really well. She dressed really well. She had a great ass. You know what I'm saying? She's just my type, just my size, etc. But it's just like we just weren't vibing. And I would try to force it. I would try to believe I'm the type of person. I'm like, nah, man. I'm gonna make it work, man. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's my problem. Maybe I'm just being too whatever, and I gotta work on stuff. And I'll go to therapy for it. I'll go work out about it. I'll go talk to other people about it. I would try to work on things. I would listen to podcasts about it, and things wouldn't change in the relationship. And I was like, damn. So that now we go to another asset about it, where it's like, I'm saying one thing I learned, and I feel like I spoke about this before, but one thing I learned was there was a dude who was I can't remember which podcast it was I was listening to. Somebody was saying he was talking to an old couple when he was with his girl, and the old couple was like, "Oh, let me guess, man, you guys trying to figure things out right now? Huh? You think you got it all figured out right now, but you still trying to figure things out, right?" He said, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." He said, "Oh, let me guess. Everything's going good because you guys are going 50-50, huh?" And he's getting hyped up like, "Yeah, that's right. We're going 50-50. So it's all good, right?" He said, the older couple goes, "Nah, you both got to put in 100%, no matter what's going on. Remember what I said about being in the moment, each moment. If you can't be in the moment, each moment with her, let loose and really be yourselves. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about sex. I'm not talking about the date. I'm not talking about the choice of foods you guys make, the sanitary bathing time, shit like that, where you guys rest together, all that shit. How you guys go and shop together, how you guys are in public. I'm talking about all of it. I'm not talking about all the compartmentalized parts and different assets of it. I'm talking about all of it. If you're not 100% with the person and you can't be, I don't know if that's going to work, man. Quite simply, if you're looking for a soul partner, like I said, And even then, it's like when you're having that one night stand, think about that, man. If you can't 100% be yourself, if she's being a hoe for the night and you being a hoe ass dude for the night, you know what I'm trying to say? If y'all being hoes right now for that night, y'all just fucking around for that night. Let it be known. Stop doing this fuck around bullshit. Talking about, bitch, let me take you out. Ah, ah, ah. And then you just want to do some funny shit and then be out. Because now you didn't romance her. You understand? Now you sat there and romanced her, paid the bill just to be a fuck boy. Stop being a fuck boy. Fuck the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? That's to my men. I gotta keep my men accountable here, man. Stop being a fuck boy. Just say what you're about, be what you're about. You know what I'm saying? That's it. That's simple. Stop being on some fuck shit. I don't want to hit you with the be a man, but no, just be you. Be who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? Be who the fuck you are. You know what I'm saying? That's simple. But yeah, man, we're getting close to the time. I'm gonna wrap up slowly here. You know, a lot of times, man, if you're just out there, if you know, like I said, if you're not out here looking for love, don't go breaking hearts. It's that simple. You understand? I'm not out here looking for love. I don't, she may or may not be the one. So I'm just kind of fucking around. I'm just, you know, taking my whatever. Just be honest with her. Let her know, like, hey, I'm fucking around with you. I like you a lot. You beautiful, etc. But, I'm still actually looking and pursuing other partners. This isn't a knock to you. I just need the freedom to let you, and I want to let you know, like, this is just what I'm doing. Be honest with her. Just be honest with her. A woman will respect that honesty, man. You know what I'm saying? And one of my long term partners, I remember a long time ago, she's like, "Are you exclusive to anyone?" I said, "I'm not. Are you?" And then we just kind of talked about it. I was like, "Well, I love to be exclusive with you if it's all right with you." And then we just went on from there, and we had a long term relationship, more than a year. We just asked each other. You know what I'm saying? That's it. We just talked about it. I just asked about it. And the thing was, if she was fucking around, I'm like, "Damn, you fucking around? All right, that's cool. I'll call you when I want to fuck around and have dinner." Because we would always have dinner and fuck around. We would have dinner, we'd make out, we'd have dinner, we'd fuck around. Just shit like that. And that's what we do. But to find out, like, we were just really, we had enough time for each other. We just made that time for each other. We checked in with each other, and it became a loving thing. And that's the other thing. Is like, if you're looking for love, make that clear. If she's not looking for it, don't force it. Don't force her to be something she's not. And then vice versa, women. It's like, if you're with a guy who's a fuck boy, probably just be like, hey, I'm kind of looking for this. And it's, don't try to change him. Don't try to save this or this bad boy or this bull. Don't try to save the motherfucker, convert him. If he's a fuck boy, let him fuck around. He missed out on you, girl. That's it. Be the woman you're supposed to be, man. That's it. Don't be putting your. That's a lot of women will hurt themselves trying to convert men or even convert themselves for the man that they want. Like they try to be the best version of. They're probably like some women I've met that try to be the best slutty version for me, and I'm like, you ain't got to do all that. We're just fucking around as friends. But it gets emotional, and because it gets emotional, it's like I don't even want to play with her emotions personally. You know what I'm saying? So I always keep it honest with her. I've had girls like always keep it honest with her, but they always keep coming back, and I'm like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? At this point, the bitch should be home for me, but she just want to do this thing for me, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Stay down there. That's how it be. But some people are like that, and some men are the same way, which is funny. Some men will hold themselves out for you, and some women take advantage of that emotionally. Some might emotionally damage them, but hey, man, you gotta be on top of your shit. You gotta be on top of who you are as a person, bro. I gotta pay attention to this door and this clock on the side. You're running out of time, but we getting there. So that's the whole point I'm trying to make, man. It's like you don't gotta overexert yourself into being something you're not. Just be who the fuck you need to be, bro. That's simple. That's simple. Keep it real simple. You know what I'm saying? You gotta go out of character. Just be honest with people. Because the thing is, if you're honest with somebody and then they take advantage of that honesty, that's on them. Them motherfuckers are pieces of shit because they took advantage of you being honest. They try to convert you, etc. They try to turn you into something you're not. Or they try to manipulate their own image just to satisfy yours or just to match up with yours. And that's some bullshit. Stop allowing people to bullshit with you. Tap into that university mindset within yourself, your own university, your own school of thought of everything you've experienced. Go based off of that. You understand? You have an almanac. Almanac? What the fuck? Almanac. Why does the word not sound right? Almanac? Almanac, almanac. Almanac. That's gonna fuck me up right now. That's really gonna fuck me up. You have an almanac of knowledge. That doesn't even sound right. What the fuck? Almanac of knowledge. Okay, there we go. I don't know. Just run with it. Just run with it. Within yourself, based off of experiences. right or wrong. And you just got to really be honest with yourself with each situation. And that's how you start pulling information. Just be honest with yourself based off your experience, how people treated you, and how you treated other people. Just start being honest about each experience and go from there. There it is, man. That's the university mindset. Tap into it, bro. Listen, we're getting there on time. I got to pack my shit up, all right? I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Peace. I'm out.